Hello and welcome to episode 17 of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. I'm Project Aurora. You can follow me on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Project Aurora. So, brief recap of the previous episode. We broke Machias out of prison. It was tight. I struggled with those bosses a little bit there, but we managed to get through it. At the end of it, I'm going to go ahead and boot this game up. I'm not going to let the whole opening and stuff like that play. Anyways, more of Class 7 is on the bus now. Oh, is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, missing Fee and Emma. Alright, so anyways, we did break Machias out of jail. Eustace and Machias have sort of made up. Blue Bonk has interacted with Toval, and I guess, they sort of know each other. They also hinted at Estelle and Joshua. Rufus also largely stepped in as well and helped out. Instructor Sarah came to the rescue. A lot of people were there. So with that being said, we're getting into the, I guess, sort of like transition period into chapter 3. We're gonna see how it goes. This episode might be a bit shorter. I'm using my lunch break to record this. So, we'll see how much I can get done in that time frame. But until then, jump into the episode and get into it.
It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista. With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams. I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher.
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
Oh, the sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more thing. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages?
I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Up to you. Prez, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Geez, what should I do? I could stand a bone up on just about everything, honestly, but my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you, if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare, though. You mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonian history, I guess. I doubt that comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material we've gone over directly in class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that if you'd like, though in return, I'd appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. Oh, what's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Hey, Reen? Yeah, what is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I might come and join you guys a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. The day before the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change to evening and the main story will advance. Excuse me. Might I escort you home, mademoiselle? We can stroll along safely tucked under the same umbrella as the raindrops perform their emotional, percussive concert. I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline your clearly selfless offer, because I'll be studying for our midterms right here. Got 'em. Our midterms are really closing in, but I'm more afraid of the exam period being over than the exams themselves. When it's all over, I'll have to start going to swimming club practice again. Never mind, just ignore me, please. Oh, it comes with an umbrella? I was really wondering about that. Was I just gonna run around in the rain and be like... Huh. Oh. Oh, hello there. Did you come along to review some of what we covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Oh, come now, there's no need to be shy. Not when it comes to history. Let's get started, shall we? Why don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up on your exam? This guy. This sounds like it could be helpful if I could actually stay awake. Increase your knowledge of Erebonian history. Oh man. What should I do? Who should I study with? Better question. I'd probably read the books in the library. Just give them a 1 over. Oh yeah, I need to check to see if there's any new recommended books. I think I already read all 3 of these, but I don't know if it has any. I don't see any procs happening. Wonder who I should study with. It's like you get bonding points. Oh wait, these are bonding events. That means I get bonding points with them too? Huh. Oh man, this suddenly got harder. Let's see. No. So many books. So many books. Wait. Huh? What's this? A book entitled Political Economics. The primer sits primly on the shelf. Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This would probably make for a good refresher. Increase your knowledge of political economics. Oh, well, if it's like that. Wait, the hell? How'd that cat manage to get in here? I guess it must have been looking for somewhere to get out of the rain. Cats like fresh milk, right? Maybe it'd make her happy. Next time I get some, I'll bring it along. Where do I even buy some milk at? Maybe in the building. No? Huh. Oh, I can't. Can I not go to the, Seems like everyone's staying here to study for the exams. That's probably a good idea. Well, where the fuck do I get fresh milk from, then? Huh. Oh, okay. I just looked up where to get it from. But does that mean I can do this in the evening? Let me see something. Because I didn't buy some in advance. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Sister Ornella was gracious enough to offer to help me with my studies. She does so much for me without expecting anything in return. I really do appreciate her kindness. There happen to be a few subjects I'm not entirely confident about, so I felt I should take her up on her offer. I guess like talking to people in a general sense is... What the hell? Shut it, Hugo. I'm no taking any advice from you. I can memorize everything in one go the night before. Becky, you won't be able to remember anything that way. The trick to memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to seal the deal. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try it too, Reen. Might as well give it a shot. Thanks. You learned an efficient new memorization method. Okay. Now people will just tell you stuff, so it's probably good to just go around talking to people here. I know this is the first examination period for you first years, but try not to let it get to you. Your studies here are merely meant to shape your future and provide you with unforeseen possibilities. No pressure. As tough as exams might seem, just put your all into them and everything should work out in the end. These will be your very first midterms, won't they? I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything we've covered in class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. There were a couple of art history things I needed cleared up, actually. Oh my, a student is really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. Art evolved in very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see. Increased your knowledge of art. Hell yeah. Huh. Oh, you're a teacher. You probably know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you've got to knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me? I've actually got an orbital science question to ask you. Figures, show me what's got you stumped. I'll get you up to speed. Increased knowledge of oral science. Hell yeah, let's go. Principal! First years may not be used to them, but midterms are important examinations that determine your academic future. They test not only your general attitude towards your lessons, but the effort you put in before and after said lessons too. In other words, they exist for you to display just what you've learned ever since you enrolled here. Stay attentive and give them your all. Yes, sir. Guess you don't got no answers for me. Oops, no, wrong way. Conference room. Is there really any need to study for those tests? It should be easy enough to get a decent grade without the panic scramble to study. It's quite the claim. Right? I guess you just, when you know, you know. Storage room. Alan, are you sure you don't want to study with Bridget? I mean, she definitely went out of her way to ask you and everything. I don't need her help. Let's try and get back to the dorm so we don't get soaked. Sure. Huh, what are you guys talking about? The music room is actually a great place to study during the test period. It's so quiet. I invited Alan along to stay with me, but he turned me down. Maybe he really is trying to avoid me. You might not have noticed, but I'm an orbital science whiz. My dad's a Rhineford employee, and he always used to help me study. Gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good about these exams. I can't wait to get a perfect score and surprise Uncle Makarov. Help you study, or sorry, I can't teach to save my life. Fair enough. Studying for exams? Ha! Surely you jest. Excellent grades come naturally to me. There's no need for something as common as studying. That's just the nature of nobility after all. We have gifts that mere commoners cannot fathom. But you've got pencil marks all over your hands. Your imagination is playing tricks on you. If you let it lead you any further, you might imply that I've been studying in secret just to show Elisa up. Oh, that's them. Everyone's so absorbed studying for their midterms. I don't think anyone would call my grades amazing, so maybe I should start doing the same. If my parents' threats are to be believed, the fate of my allowance depends on it. I love the rain. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't even need to study thanks to a special little trick of mine. Page 44 will be our orbital science exam. This is certain. This is fate. You're just making things up now. But what if she does have some sort of special powers? I mean, it couldn't hurt to study that page just in case. Increase your knowledge of orbital science. Well. Oh man. Where have I not been yet? Oop. Excuse me. Oh shit. A book entitled The Fancier's Guide to Erebonian Opera and Painting sits pompously upon the shelf. Why would one book cover such different topics? Still, it'll probably cover some of the stuff on our exams. Wouldn't hurt to give it a read. Hey, increase my knowledge of art. Whew. What building am I in? Gymnasium? Oh. Oh. Oh boy. Got dizzy there for a second. Don't want to talk to y'all yet. Not sure who I want to use my bonding points on. I guess no club is meeting during the exam periods, really. Wait. I missed one, did I? Okay. Oh shit. A book entitled Military Science. A primer sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things to life too. Wait a second. This probably belongs to someone. Nobody will leave a book like this behind. Excuse me, sorry. So I'm sure they'll be back soon. I'll just leave this here. Increase your knowledge of military science. Hey. Oops, where am I going? Oh, student union. No, wait, this is the gym. Alright. Man, all the cute girls keep chasing me up since they don't want to be bothered while they're studying. What's the point of being on edge this late in the game? You either know something or you don't. Cramming down's a waste of time. Studying is so boring. Barine here might make things interesting. In fact, I've got a great idea. Why don't we have a little Q&A competition? Each time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. Seriously? I'm not doing that, never in a million years. Oh, okay, guess we won't be studying at all then. That's not what I meant. As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with helping you two study. It'd probably help me too. That material that might be on the exam. Man, you're always like this when it comes to exam season. Can't really say I disagree though. The sooner we're done with exams, the sooner we can get back to our clubs. All we can do is make sure all we can do is make sure they don't end too painfully. Yeah, I gotcha. Man, what's the point in studying? I just want to go to the fencing club, damn it. Oops. Feeling confident about these midterms, Dorothy? I never have a problem with classical studies or literature. In fact, I'm very excited for classical studies, letting my fantasies take over as I study work wonders, for instance. I could never forget the star-crossed knight whose love-hate relationship took a tragic turn when they met in combat. Hey, you're getting all starry-eyed. Oh, shit. A book entitled Erebonian History and Pictures is on the shelf. What is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate, though. Can't hurt to give it a read. Alright. Huh. I will save here. I don't have much time left for lunch, but I might be able to get a couple studying events out the way. Oh, are you two studying? Lisa probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her. Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row. I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness could very well be tantamount to failure. Would you like to join us, Reen? Sure. I'd love to. The exam's supposed to be focused on the basics of illustration, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Reen? Sure. Okay, first question. Lisa, what is a dessen? I think it's a drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way light hits its object. Or something like that. I actually read that wrong, I'm pretty sure. You think correctly. So, Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing. That's right, sketches and dessins are basically two sides of the same coin since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that dessins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. There's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be croquis or croquis, whatever. I'm not sure. I believe. You know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using editor questions to begin with, or to study with. Let me see if I can find some. Hey, Rain, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any questions yourself. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here, and I'll find you a really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this. He really is a kind-hearted person. And so the three continued their art study session. Your bond with Elisa strengthened. Bond with Laura strengthened. Just 100 each. Fair. Huh. Oh boy. Oh, you can study with Toa? Oh, hi, Irene. How goes the studying? I suppose it's probably fine. But these are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. First years, how innocent. It doesn't help that military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't. You'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science to name two. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for political economics exam too. Why is that? Well, it's a mustache man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call a vice principal. That's That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich, Angie. He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it, if you're free, at least. Are you sure? Of course, you're always helping me out, right? Political economics is TOA's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Sure, I'll study with him. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Thus, Rean and TOA's study session began. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured for being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. Recent laws, recent laws, recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. Now it's especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first. I'll have to try and remember that. And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for a much reveled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. I have, yeah. Seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic. If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it's probably going to be about one of these. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, I will. Excuse me. Last group I should study with. Fee and Emma, maybe? Seems like a reasonable one. I'll say Fee and Emma. Yeah. Oh, and they in the Student Union building too? Oh, they're back there. Are the two of you going over Erebonian history? I can't memorize things like this, because it's all pointless. Fee, that seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Rean? I'm sure it makes studying more enjoyable for Fee, too. Do I want to study with them?